Hey guys, I know I've been wearing the same clothes all month, well, for the last 3 videos, but it's because I've been recording them all night, and it's about 6:30 in the morning now, which means I've got to head to bed soon. But I just was gonna do like the intro and outro for this video, and then that way I can record the rest of it as I go. First off, this video is a huge dyeing video in celebration of my birthday. I turn 42 on the day that you're seeing this, which is in about, I suddenly had to stop and think what day it is. It's just under 2 weeks. I've got about 11 days left, 12 days left, something like that. And I turned 42. So by the time you guys are watching this, because it's going to be posted on my birthday exactly, I'll be celebrating that big milestone. Anyway, so on to it. Happy birthday to me. We're going to be dyeing a ton of dolls in celebration, all 9 of the Rainbow High Rainbow Vision dolls. That includes Tessa, Minnie, and Tiara from the K-pop group, the Royal 3, and they're from Soul Select. And then Rainbow High's own Rainbow Divas, which is going to be Aisha and Meline and Sabrina. Super looking forward to dyeing those girls as well. And then also Shadow High's Neon Shadow, which are Mara and Uma and Harley. Had like a moment there. See, when you get old, your memory starts to go. So we're going to be dyeing all 9 of them. Technically 8 of the 9 of them, because I had previously went ahead and dyed Mara. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did that. So she's going to be in here because everything I've recorded for that dye is in here. So yeah, really big dye video. So let's get to it. Okay, you guys, so we're going to be dyeing all 9 of the Rainbow Vision dolls. We're going to start with Neon Shadow. Technically, I don't need to dye Mara because I already dyed a version of her. However, this video will finally show what I used to do that. Originally, I was only going to use, I think it was golden yellow. And I thought maybe with the golden yellow, boiling it over the pink would take it orange. It really didn't do anything, so I did add one of the oranges, some of the Rit orange, and did a boil dye on it. I'll show you guys that right now. Okay, so I did want to point out that Mara does come with like kind of slight variations. Here's my other one. Honestly, the 2 I got, like, there's a little difference in their makeup, mostly in the under eye makeup, but otherwise they pretty much look the same. Certain ones had less blushing under the eyes, and a lot of people found that preferable to the ones with a heavier blushing under the eyes. This one also has a spot on her forehead. I don't know what it is. It didn't come out with acetone though, so I might have to just try some like acne cream and sunlight. But for now, like, I just want to show you guys really quickly. Now my other one did have an eye transplant too. This one, I also took the hat and cut it down into a headband. I really hated the hat, so I just took some regular scissors because the plastic is very soft. And I cut along the inside of the 2 rows of studs. And then I took out, they had like a middle plug-like thing where it plugged into her head. I took that out just because I wanted her headband to sit like more forward than where the hole for her hat is. I mean, I don't know what I would do with these 2 pieces. They're probably just garbage because I don't think I could reuse them for anything. And you can see I literally just secured it with a rubber band. Later, I did take like some sewing pens, not like needles, but like pens that you put in to hold stuff, and just pushed them through the headband and her head to hold it so they just look like silver studs themselves. And that way I don't really worry about it sliding back or, you know, the rubber band kept breaking or anything like that. So this one has a really pretty face, really good hair. I'm going to keep her as is, even though she's the newer one. And I'm going to dye my original one. And then later, I'm going to do an eye swap on them. Maybe? I don't know. I didn't like her blue eyes at first. And now I kind of love them. Okay, so I did think that I was going to use Rit Golden Yellow and just over the pink have it form orange, because that has been what happened in the past. but honestly, it really didn't take to their clothes at all. So while you see the golden yellow here, I did end up adding sunshine orange to get the final color that I had. I think I used like a third of a box of the Rit golden yellow powder, and then when that didn't do anything, I ended up, I think throwing in like a third of a bottle of sunshine orange specifically. You can see it took really well to her hair, really well to her boots, and the jacket surprisingly didn't do anything. Like the patches kind of turned orangey in some spots, but other than that, like the jacket took zero dye. Even boiling for like 10 to 15 minutes, it did nothing. I'd considered doing her pleather dress, but I was worried that I would have to boil it for too long to get it to take color, and that I would risk the studs falling off because the heat from the boiling would loosen the glue. So I ended up just trying these parts. The boots I'm really glad I tried because they look super great in orange. I didn't have any orange clothes, so I ended up getting a cute sweater from MagzBella. And then, okay, so we have Harley, and with Harley, like I had debated actually several different colors. I looked at maybe trying a neon yellow, but I wasn't sure how it would go with her skin. I debated on like some rainbow colors, and I actually tried them for a brief second, and the colors really didn't go over her green as well as they did with dolls like Jade. And Karma took color really well. But yeah, like Harley, I tried rainbow colors. They came out terrible, so we ended up going with black. Black has a heavy green base, and so it was able to give us like dark green streaks and black versus just a flat black, which I could really appreciate. Originally, I thought I wanted to dye her black, and then I saw someone else who had done it, and I thought, well, I don't want to do something someone else has already done. But since the rainbow didn't work out, I went ahead and went with black. I've been really kind of on a rainbow and neutral kick lately. I don't know what that's about, so Harley was definitely a victim of that. Alright, and then moving on to Uma. I've already done an eye swap on, because I was going to keep her stock. Like, these were all dolls where I only had one of them, and they were supposed to stay stock, and I was going to get a second one to dye, but I got bored, and it's my birthday, and I want to do stuff. So I already had the Maras. I got Harley on sale. I already had Uma, got a Sabrina on sale, so on and so forth. So with Uma, I already knew I wanted to do galaxy hair because she had a good base for it. And honestly, I wouldn't have to repaint her baby hairs with any luck because the color of her hair already would go well with it. As it turns out, like the finale, you guys will see it, I don't know that it took enough. I think I'd want to redo it with heavier colors because I feel like they popped, but they didn't. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. And then moving on, of course, we have the Rainbow Divas. We have Sabrina here. Ignore her dress. I thought I wanted to dye it. Now I totally regret dyeing it. But that's not the point. It's not that she's going to wear it. It's completely for somebody else. I just put her in it to make sure it fit RH. Sabrina, I kind of wanted rainbow hair for her, but I ended up going with something different. With Meline, I had originally planned to actually just neutralize her hair. And then I saw something about having an olive green girl for Series 5, and I thought, I want an olive green girl. I had this dress, it was originally like one of those Chinese sets like AliExpress or whatever. It was made for like Barbies. So the top of it stained really bad. It actually had like a black shirt style. I ended up cutting that off, so it's just this dress part. So I'm gonna dye that olive green as well. Hopefully it'll take the dye well, like fingers crossed. I don't want to be ruining either one of these dresses because I don't even remember where I got them, so I don't think I could replace them. But yeah, I'm gonna dye it and hope for the best on both of them. And then Sabrina will ultimately get an eye change. Like, I really thought I knew what I wanted to do with her, and I was terribly, terribly wrong. But I do think the olive green was a really good idea. I do think she'd also look really good, like, neutralized. I have so many neutrals, I didn't want to keep doing it. So, I love Sabrina. I love her face. Like, I'm so disappointed that I didn't do what I wanted to do with her hair. I tried, and then, like, immediately didn't like it, but at that point I was in too far, so it is what it is. Now for Aisha, I kind of already knew that I wanted to do mother of pearl hair, also known as like iridescent hair, and I thought it would go really great because she has that silver base, so we'd really get that metallic shine into the colors. And I do think, sorry, my dog's awake. I do think that it took very well. It also took well enough that I don't think that I'll have to repaint her baby hairs. I honestly hate repainting them because I feel like my hand is just not steady enough to get them as clean and crisp as factory. So, you know, that's definitely a thing I take into consideration. Meline has the same thing. When I do the olive green, like, I know I'm going to have to repaint the baby hairs. I'm probably going to do them on Sabrina. I love the baby hairs, but I wish they weren't molded on, that they were just painted on. So if you needed to remove them for any reason, you could without it being problematic. And then last but not least, we have the K-pop trio from Soul Select, the Royal 3. Now, I didn't really 100% know what I wanted to do with them. With Minnie, I knew I wanted to do a rainbow. Very early on, I thought it would just go great with her face, great with her eyes. I am really happy with how it turned out. With Tiara, I actually kind of picked something at the last minute when I did this wine to pink gradient. It wasn't really planned in advance. I think originally I had something completely different because I have charts from like before these dolls even, like as soon as they're leaked, I make a hair dye chart. For Tessa, I knew I wanted pastels. I'm still not sure if I love it enough. You'll see at the end of the video, like it's not really as popping and standing out as I want it to be. And I'm going to have to be careful of her bangs because I already had to remove these side pieces that stuck out really bad. So I just didn't want to risk like messing them up. A lot of times, if you hold their head wrong while dyeing, the bangs, or second row rooted, will kind of float back to their original position. And then when you try to dry them, they just kind of stick up mid-air. Like, they look terrible. So I'm going to be super careful about her bangs. There's also a good chance that she's getting an eye swap. But like I said, in the end, I was worried that she and Aisha, because they had very similar dye jobs, would look too similar. And they really don't. But I do feel like Tessa's hair could have taken more dye than what I gave it. I feel like I've rushed through it a little much because I get really tired doing these videos. Like, they take so much longer than what you guys see. So when I get exhausted, I'm just kind of like, I'm going to quit recording and just fill it in later. It'll be fine. I also decided to do some dresses. This one got a mixture of dark brown and cocoa brown. The results weren't great. Neon green I did on Sheryl's dress. It looked really good. Sheryl's dress seems to be like a cotton blend, I guess, so it took the dye really well. The evening gown, really, the sequins dyed more than anything. But I'm also going to be using the neon green on Uma's hair. So I'm going to kind of be doing all three of these things at one time. Alright, so here you can see the brown dyes, the gold dress. It does, in several times, look like it's turning brown. And then as soon as I rinse it, the dye just kind of washes right out. Which is, it's fine. So the sequins actually were the only thing that took the dye. The dress really just rinsed out every time. So it doesn't really look as brown as I'd like it to. But yeah, even boiling, even long periods of soak didn't do much. The green on Sheryl's dress and coat, however, did really great. The dress went to Harley. It was a bit darker green, I guess, in the way it took than the coat, which was more of an actual neon green. Because obviously they're not quite the same material. The coat actually went to my junior high Karma, and the dress went to Harley, of course. Sorry, I say a lot. What is wrong with me? Anyway, so this dress, I honestly let it boil for like quite some time. I was really scared that the glue would loosen from the heat and all the sequins would just like, completely fall off. Like, that was my biggest fear, was losing all the sequins. Okay, and here you can see how the neon green took on Uma's hair. I honestly wasn't expecting much because her hair is kind of dark, but the green took really, really well. Like here you can see it in comparison to the rest of her hair. I was kind of shook that it took so well, honestly. With Galaxy hair, it's a mixture of greens, pinks, blues, purples, stuff like that. And so getting the green just right was a big deal. Like, honestly, I was just really surprised it took so good. I was kind of worried that I'd end up having to come up with something else with her hair. But I took this from the back, from just kind of like a middle random spot. So if it didn't do well, I could remove it if necessary. But I think it came out really well. Like, the green actually really shows up. It doesn't necessarily look neon as much as it kind of looks, I don't know, seaweed-ish. Now, in person, the green did look really good when it dried, but I still think I could have gone heavier with all of the colors. I think I just didn't want to repaint baby hairs because it's just so tedious. So I tried to keep as much of this original hair color as possible, like towards the front. But for the green, I just picked random strands, like one in front, one on the sides, one or two in the back, a couple in the middle, just so that it would blend in softly. Alright, so here you can see all of the green streaks I did. They actually really pop against her hair, but when they dried, they were much lighter. The color is always a lot lighter when it dries, so I don't feel like it got where I wanted. I'll probably have to redo it. Like, these clothes turned out really good. The dress pretty much still looks gold. The sequins look brown though, so I guess that's something, right? Alright, so here you actually see a sink full of like hot water. Like I said, it's maybe a quarter of my sink. You don't need a lot. I put in a little bit of petal pink. Petal pink is a weird color because if you boil it, it comes out much closer to a coral color than a baby pink color. But if you do it in the sink, do it like you're neutralizing something. Put very, very little dye. You want to leave the water really translucent. It's easier to add a bit more dye if you don't have enough than it is to try and take away and undo the results that you've already done. So I try to, on a lot of dyes, start with this kind of sink wash and then work up to boiling if the color's not enough. A lot of people go straight to boiling and then the color's overdone. So you can see just this little bit of petal pink in the sink is turning her hair more than good enough. Alright, so these guys are also getting some pink in their hair. And again, they're just doing what I like to call like the ribbon technique. I'm just separating random strands and dunking them and then doing, other random strands of different colors, so on and so forth. You guys have seen me do this a million times. So right now I'm going to do everyone who's getting any kind of pink in their hair, any clothes that are going pink. I'd love for this dress to go pink, but I don't know if it'll take. Same with this dress. I'd love to go rainbow to match her hair, but I don't think it's going to take because the gold one really didn't. I'd love to have something that matches her hair, some kind of rainbow something. Alright, and then this outfit, I might try to match it to what I'm doing to Tiara. I don't know if it's going to work. Alright, so I've got these girls over here. They're going to get these random pink streaks from this hot sink wash. Uma needs fuchsia streaks next, but I'm going to have to boil them. I don't think a sink wash will take over this. Okay, so here they are. Here is Aisha with her pink streaks. Honestly, holiday candy cane hair this is it. Like, I'm living for it. I love it. It's very, very pretty. I almost hate that I have to change it from this. The outfit really didn't take the pink that great. It's a little pink. It really is. It's not silver. And then here's Uma's, like her fuchsia streaks. But again, I just feel like the way it dried, it wasn't enough. I really needed to have stronger color. So I may go back over it, do the stronger color with the vinegar in her hair and redo her streaks. But look, again, you guys will see that when I'm done. But look, right now I'm so in love with Aisha. I hate having to dye over this. Alright, and here you can see the pink streaks in Tessa's hair. They're a little more subtle compared to what you saw with Robin, despite the fact that I did them the exact same way. Now, I went ahead and did Minnie's roots in fuchsia, like the boiling fuchsia that I used for Uma's streaks. And then here you can see where I tried to add a fuchsia to Harley's hair. Now fuchsia went great in Jade's hair. It turned out super pink. It did not in Harley's hair. The streaks just look brown from a distance. So I've got this bottle of a wine fuchsia mix. It is like 2 parts wine to 1 part fuchsia. And I'm going ahead and doing Sabrina's other outfit. Now furs don't typically hold dye, so I don't have a lot of high hopes for this outfit, honestly. I don't really know how it's going to turn out, but my hopes are bare minimum. So I actually lost my dye spoon, so I'm swirling with some just like skewers that I had. So if it looks wild, that's kind of why. But the skewer's nice in itself because I can kind of like pick the clothes up with it versus just trying to like spoon them out. So I usually just stir this for a while. I think I left this on for like 20 minutes. Just doing some random cold rinses in between. Alright, so here you can see Tessa. For a second there, I swear she looked like Emmy. The outfit doesn't really go with her hair, despite being dyed in the same dye. I did that fuchsia and wine mix as her like root base. I wasn't sure I was going to love this, but I absolutely love it. Like, if anything, she's one of my top favorites from this dye video. Like, amazing. Now, Minnie still needs some help. She's going to get some more colors. But I don't know. The dress just didn't take anything. I don't know what to really do about it other than dress Minnie in something else. These girls are coming along actually drying nicely, but it doesn't matter because they're getting more streaks. So I really need to just like get it over. This was so many dolls and it was so overwhelming. I was so tired just going into it. Like the idea of it wore me out. But I am so big on Aisha's hair. Like I know that it was worth it. I know that Minnie's hair is going to turn out amazing. Not worried about that at all. Okay, so here's a close-up of Uma's hair. Like the fuchsia and the green do look like they're showing up really well, but I noticed when they were dry, because they do dry lighter, that it just wasn't enough. The green looks really good though. Like I'm so surprised it took over the purple at all. And Sabrina's purple, but it's because I just lost my mind in the moment. But at least it's a gradient purple. Like I did cool stuff. I made it light at the top, dark at the bottom. You can see I have her dress set aside. It actually got dyed purple, but it wasn't really for her. But I mean, I guess that's okay too. Here you can see I did this top in the wine fuchsia mix to go with Tessa. And most importantly, while the sequins were the only thing that took the dye, they hung on. They didn't fall off. I think I lost a few per sequin dress, but not terribly many. Alright, so here you go. You can see these girls were about to do the blue streaks in their hair. I think I have like aquamarine in the sink. Very little dye, mostly water, keeping it translucent as possible. And we're just going to do what we did with the pink. We're going to take the occasional strand and just dip it. So it's not that serious. With these girls, so I went ahead and did purple on the ends of Minnie's hair. So as you can tell, it's fuchsia, her normal hair, and then purple. We're going to do a bit of blue above that purple, and because the blue is a lighter color than the purple, it won't dye over the purple. I don't really know at this point what I was trying to do with Harley's hair. The colors just weren't taking, so I guess I was going to give the blue a try to see if it could go over the green. And then I have the skirt for Tiara's outfit in the wine and fuchsia dye, just letting it boil. Okay, so now with Minnie's hair, I did the blue, and then the next color I did was yellow. But I let the yellow go over the ends of the pink and the green, so that or the pink and the blue, so that it formed the orange and the green on its own. So the only colors I actually used were fuchsia, purple, and aquamarine, and then the yellow, and that was it. Okay, so for these girls, you can tell when I do the mint, I actually do a mixture of the aquamarine and yellow. I don't just go over it with like any actual green. Right, you can kind of just take a brief overview of everything. Nothing's dry yet at this point. a lot of times the colors get much lighter as they dry. So that's something to always remember, is to dye a shade or so darker than what you actually want, because when it dries, it's going to be lighter. And at this point, I'd already gone over Harley with black, and so it had left some green streaks. So this is really wild, right? So the area where they have those knots glued in her hair, like the little braided pieces, doesn't dye. I guess because the glue coated the hair, it doesn't take dye. Alright, so here are the neon shadow dolls finished. So of course there's Mara in her bright orange hair and her bright orange boots and her MagzBella shirt, which I will link down below for you guys. MagzBella has a great store. They put out tons of cute sweaters. I still need to do her eye swap, but her hair came out really nice. And I know you can't really tell in the video, but it's actually kind of orange with some yellow pieces. And then here with Harley, you can see the dark green streaks and the black streaks. And technically, like, if I move her hair just a little bit, you'll be able to see that green spot that didn't dye. Luckily, her hairstyle covers it up. Here's her Sheryl dress in neon green, which Cheryl's dress dyes beautifully in every color, because I have a red one too. Alright, and then here we have Uma, who's going to get back her original eyes, and these eyes are going to go to somebody else when I get a second one. Let me turn them around, because her hair doesn't show from the front. Okay, here we go. So you can see, even with the boil dye, it didn't take out Mara's crimps. Her crimps actually hung on really, really well. You can kind of see, like, the different shades of orange in it. It's not a massive difference. They're very subtle. And then here is Harley's black with dark green. And like I said, her hairstyle is probably the only thing saving the fact that that middle spot in her head couldn't be dyed. And then here you go with Uma. So you can see the indigo that I added afterwards. You can see the neon green, which honestly, I guess I could use emerald and make it a lot stronger. And you can see some fuchsia from the side. Alright, here's a good look at that spot on Uma's head. Like I said, I guess the glue from the braids, since they glued them in, must have coated the hair and not allowed it to take dye. But her hair dyed really well everywhere else. And because black has a dark green base, it managed some dark green sheen. Alright, now here are the Rainbow Divas. I didn't really dye any clothes for them except for Meline's olive dress. With Sabrina, you can see the gradient. The top part of the purple is a much more ashy, kind of light purple. And then it goes down into a much warmer, richer, like almost amethyst purple, very jewel toned. She's getting different eyes, and I'm going to repaint the baby hairs, of course. Meline also gets some baby hairs repainted, although her bangs mostly cover them. I'm definitely going to keep them, but just finding the right shade of green to paint over them. Sorry, I always get little hairs caught on their eyelashes. And then I actually used a curl defining product that I use for my own hair to redefine her curls, because they'd gotten really frizzy from just like me like brushing through them, trying to restyle them over and over and over again until I got them even and just right. So I used a curl product. I dyed her dress. She's got some Chanel shoes and socks. And then we have Aisha here. Aisha got the mother of pearl hair. Since it was already silver, it had a great sheen to it. And I used pink, purple, aquamarine, lemon yellow, and that was pretty much it. Like, I didn't do a whole lot. And here you can see the back of their hair. A couple little bald spots, but like that's pretty par for the course with these dolls nowadays. I love Meline's curls so much, and I was so afraid that doing like a boil dye would get rid of them. I'm so glad it didn't. I am going to include the recipe down below for how to get her olive green hair, because I don't think I really did a lot of filming of it and telling you guys the colors. Alright, and then here we go. Here is the mother of pearl hair. Like I said, you can see the purple, the aquamarine. You can see, you know, the yellows, the fuchsia. Again, I mixed that yellow with aquamarine and double dipped over some of the streaks to give that mint green color. Alright, next up we have the Royal 3. You know, they were actually really easy. I love how they turned out so much. I really wish I'd had a dress that I could put back on Minnie that had dyed well, but they just didn't dye great. And you can see her rainbow colors. I kind of redid her original hairstyle. For me, Tiara, I had originally thought about changing her eyes, and I'm so glad I didn't. I absolutely love how the rich brown color goes with this dress. And you can see it's very strange how the sequins took color half on and half off. Alright, and then here's the pastel for Tessa. And again, the dress didn't really take the blue, but the sequins kind of did. And the dress turned kind of a light lavender in person. Tiara's dress, like the pink feathery stuff underneath, actually stayed pink, so it kind of went with her gradient hair really well. Now, from the back, you can see the rainbow a lot clearer. You know, like you got the fuchsia at the top, braids down into the orange, which I didn't even use orange. I just mixed that yellow with the ends of the fuchsia. And then the yellow also blended with the ends of the aquamarine to make this kind of light mint green color. Then you've got the aquamarine and then the purple. Now, all of the middle colors were sink dyes, whereas the top and bottom were boil. And then here with Tiara, I did that boil wine and fuchsia, but the bottom half is the sink pastel pink, or the petal pink. So it's a very nice gradient. It's important to make sure that you kind of drain the water back and forth down their hair, so you don't get that harsh demarcation line. It just gradiates down. The pastels in Tessa's hair, I think, dried lighter than what I really wanted, so I'm probably going to go back over them and do just a bit more of a brighter pastel hair. But for the sake of this video, I just kind of threw her hair up, which is why there's so many flyaways and whatnot. But I'm going to fix it later. Alright, you guys, so I hope that you enjoyed that video. I hope it was informative. I hope that it helped inspire you and make you want to dye some dolls too. I promise you, it's incredibly, like it's so much fun. It's really kind of therapeutic. It's like this fun mix of art and science. Like, I started dyeing stuff and now I struggle to like not do it. I don't even know, because I'm running out of room back there on those shelves. Like, let's just go ahead and get that out of there, because I dye at least one of every doll. Like, since the prices have gone up and they started like dumping dolls out so quickly, it's really been that I only buy two now. One to keep relatively stock, or at least with its stock hair color, and one to dye. I used to buy, like, goodness knows, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to dye of each doll. At one point I had like 10 Bellas. I did eventually sell some off because of space issues, and then I added more shelves, so, but it's fine, I'll live. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a case of I really love them. I love dyeing them. It's super, super fun, and I want to share that with everybody. So go grab some Rit dye, or human hair dye works too, as I've shown in previous videos. You can leave it on a lot longer, and it's a bit messier, but it works. And have some fun. Alright, you guys, I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. Happy upcoming New Year, because I probably won't see you guys until after that. All of the holidays, none of them if you don't celebrate any of them. Just happy December, I guess. Alright, I'll see you guys next video.